Are we starting?
We're back. Yeah,
it's my party and I'll cry if I want to. Why you got your hand over your face? Cry if I want to.
There's something in my eyes.
Cry if I want to. This is the intro music, remember?
It's not.
You would cry too if it happened to you.
It really isn't.
Oh,
God.
It is.
Oh, Jesus. All right.
If that wasn't there, everyone would be like, where's the intro music?
No, they really wouldn't. Even Sooty is upset about this one.
No, she's not. She just wants cuddles.
Nah, she's upset with this one. Right, so we're back. Bros Bad Gaming.
We're back with Bros Bad Gaming. Desperately asked by one person.
One person needed their fix.
And here I am.
Satan's pooper. He needs it.
He needs it, apparently. You sad bastard.
Sick little fuck. Right, okay, so we have a working title for this one. Everyone will have seen it on the video. It's called A Farewell to Arm.
A Farewell to Arm.
Yes, so why don't you...
Shall we begin?
When you kick us off with this one, then.
Okay. So, I'm in a pretty sort of run-down village. Barely a village. Almost a hamlet.
Right, yeah.
Near a massive area. A huge wood, basically.
Okay, right.
Now, travellers travel through this area. There is actually a well-known pathway through it.
Okay.
Which reduces travel time by a good distance, by a good margin, sorry. The problem is the area is snying with goblinoids.
Okay, yeah, as always.
Goblins, hobgoblins, bugbears. The area is pretty bad for it.
A lot of raiding going on.
It's kind of infamous area.
Okay.
Where a goblin army once charged out and tried to
This is the Goblin Wars stuff from Pathfinder.
Yeah, the Goblin Wars stuff from Pathfinder.
Yeah.
So this place is a known territory, and recently a bugbear leader has risen up a group that have been attacking travellers on the road.
Okay.
They need someone to get in there. Basically, they feel that if he is killed, it'll be like cutting the head off the snake. The group will turn on each other.
Yeah.
His presence is what's brought the band together.
Yeah, the infighting would resume and it would calm down.
They would fall apart.
Okay.
So I'm asked to get in there with my ranger wizard. I'm asked to get in there. Still the same character, by the way, everybody. Now on my own. Get in there, kill the bugbear.
Indeed.
And get out.
Okay. Straight forward, simple.
Yes, yeah. Easy job.
Easy job.
He's said to have a piece of elven jewellery around his neck, which is a minor magic item.
Okay.
If I can grab that off his body, that would be evidence enough for them. And I'd get my pay.
Okie dokie.
So off I go stalking into the forest, using my skills to stay hidden and leave no sight of my passing through.
As any good ranger should.
And it takes me several days to find tracks of this goblin group.
Okay.
And I finally find their encampment. And so my intention is to obviously not get into a big brawl with a bunch of goblins and the occasional hobgoblin guard.
You're gonna observe, yeah.
I try to... So I watch them for about a day until I find where the big guy's tent is.
Okay.
Also, they've got a number of slaves there as well. So I'm like, well, maybe there's a chance I could at least cut the slaves free. But I couldn't...
Well, you could use them as a distraction. The chaos of it all. They get killed, but it's okay.
I can't risk, unfortunately, trying to really help them because I'd get myself killed.
As I said, use them as a distraction. Doesn't matter if they get caught in the crossfire.
If you say so, yeah.
Yeah.
But at least give them a chance, maybe. So I start sneaking through to try to get to the bugbear's own so-called makeshift tent-like structure. But unfortunately, I get spotted just as I'm about to get to it.
Bad roll or just the GM's decision?
I am suspecting now the GM's decision.
Okay, right.
Because I have an okay sneak skill. But the area is quite busy, and I'm kind of hiding behind stuff and then moving, and then so who knows? A group of hobgoblin guards spring to action, and I start fighting them.
Okay.
Now, luckily, I'm reasonably capable. I'm quite a high-level character at this point, believe it or not. And I managed to strike down the 3 hobgoblins until finally the big guy himself just comes charging out of his tent.
Okay, yeah.
With this big curved 2-handed blade.
Right.
And he's got a couple of more hobgoblin guards behind him. The rest of the camp being mostly goblins, they're just freaking out. They think an attack is going on, so they're not going after me. They're running around looking for other attackers. And that seems realistic. And so I'm like, yeah, that's...
This is unusual for this GM, yeah, okay.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm thinking that, he's going to make me have a bit of a fight to bring this guy down.
Yeah.
So I start fighting the bugbear, and he's a bit of a tough guy. He's
tough bastard.
Yeah, he's a barbarian. He's got hits. He can take a hit. He's dealing out pretty nasty damage.
Yeah, those bonus hit points from rage are always a bit of a bastard, and the extra attacks, yeah.
Yeah, so he's pretty brutal. And he even ignores a single point of damage each time I hit him.
Right, okay.
So I'm not, it's only a single point, but it can add up after 4 or 5 hits. That's 5 damage he didn't take.
Yeah.
So, but I'm starting to bring him down. But I've taken a lot of damage myself. And he's saying, like, oh, he's looking pretty, he's got some nasty wounds.
He's looking ragged.
And I'm thinking, right, another round, maybe I'm going to take this guy down. That's when he says, okay, he does a full retreat, which means he just backs off.
Yeah.
And his 2 remaining hobgoblin guards charge at me.
Right.
So I'm stuck fighting them for a round or 2, whilst a wizened hobgoblin female starts healing him.
Oh. Right. Now
I haven't got someone healing me.
No, you're on your own.
I managed to bring the 2 hobgoblin
guards down, yeah.
Just as he charges back in, and pretty much decks me.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that was the adventure. Thanks for listening, everybody. What? No,
No,
we're not. Oh, okay.
No.
All right. Okay.
Some hours, maybe a day later, I wake up.
Stop adding flavour to it. He doesn't.
Shut the fuck up. Mostly naked, still covered in dried blood and sweat.
Oh, this is stuff I don't want to imagine of your character.
Hair matted over my own face.
See, you're adding stuff again.
Shut up.
Stop adding flavour. This is not stuff that the GM. This GM
Tied
would
up.
Oh, now it's kinky.
Some chains as well.
Oh,
to make
it's getting
sure.
worse.
But I'm a half elf. I'm not overtly strong, so I've got a little chance of breaking free anyway.
Read Pretty Boy.
The bugbear is there. The wizened female hobgoblin.
Yeah.
Who's a shaman with skulls on her. Quite a few of them look like human child skulls.
Okay, yeah.
The skulls of halflings.
Children are annoying. It makes sense.
So, and I'm like, oh shit. Okay, what's going to happen here? The bugbear tells me in broken common.
Don't add a voice. Because this GM would not have added a voice. You don't you lie to these good listeners and make them think that there's like this.
You thought you were a good fighter.
He didn't sound like this.
You could bring me down.
This voice didn't exist. I guarantee you. I wasn't in the room, but I guarantee you this voice was not put on for this bugbear leader.
But Chief Hobgar is stronger than you.
He probably didn't even have that name. His name probably wasn't Hobgar.
Ruining it for everybody.
I'm not ruining it for everybody. I am pointing out here that this is Bros Bad Gaming, and you are currently adding good gaming to BBG. It can't.
You have some strength to you, Elfie, and so I will claim some of that strength for myself.
He did not say any of this.
The shaman female is starts to chant or something.
Yeah.
He moves across with this brutal-looking carving knife.
You're adding more flavour.
Covered in dried gore and blood.
Yeah, viscera and stuff.
He grabs, luckily, my left arm. My character was right-handed, but still.
I'm surprised. Honestly, I'm surprised
and
he didn't.
Just below the shoulder, he begins to saw. My character screams in agony.
Again, he's adding flavour.
I feel the blade gnawing against the bone.
This was not described to him while he was playing.
You're making this very difficult for me, and you're
Basically,
making it take longer.
basically,
to get through
what
it.
happened
We've
is
been going for 10 minutes, and I've hardly gotten anywhere here.
You
Because you keep interrupting.
you keep adding stuff that wasn't explained in the game.
Finally, the bone.
Oh.
I feel it shatter, and the blade easily goes through the remaining viscera of my arm until it's pulled away. Blood pumps, but then across my torso until finally the female approaches, her hand a kind of crimson flame until she burns the stump. And he moves across to a fire, and as she makes strange symbols in the air with her dark twisted magic, he partially cooks the arm and then begins to devour it to take my strength for himself. I then lose consciousness.
What actually happened was the GM said, "Yeah, it cuts your arm off," and then he starts eating it.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, that's
anyway,
what happened, isn't it? Yeah, you see. He added that. That was more than a minute's worth of explanation of a grim happening. That if he'd done that, if he was GMing for the player, he would have described it like that for him. But this GM didn't. This GM just went,
Can we just get on with it, please?
"Stop adding theatrics."
Okay. Awakening this...
I said no theatrics!
Dank. It's not a cell. It's more of a kind of a cage made of wood. There's a horrible stench of human effluence and stuff. There's like 7 or 8 other survivors in here, each of them horribly scarred, some missing an eye or an ear. They're all male, and they don't speak. They don't even look at me. Over the next 2 weeks, even with one arm, I'm put to clearing out their areas where they
The shit house.
yeah, basically, and doing other horrible tasks for them, digging with my bare hand because it's hand now,
Yeah.
and doing other jobs for them as they need, being beaten and whipped to hurry up, being fed handfuls of vile gruel and a little bit of water, but not enough to hardly live on, until finally the group of us are like skeletal wretches after about a month of this, and they decide that their camp now needs to move to a new area, and they don't need us as far as they're concerned. Dragging us would not be worth the hassle. So the gate is opened.
Oh, yeah, I remember this bit.
And they drag us out. And they're going to burn us. They're going to kill us.
Well, I mean, burning it. I mean, that is going to kill, yeah.
Yeah, a horrendous bonfire.
No health and safety.
And well, I'm not tied, at least because I've got one arm, but it's strapped to my my body, as it were. And after the 4th screaming man is chucked into the bonfire, I'm dragged across, and now it's my turn.
You're talking about the length of the video. You're dragging this out.
Fine. I'm thrown into the fires. But here's the advantage. For once.
For once.
For once. My character has a little dragon's blood and actually has some resistance to fire. And so within seconds the heat burns through the ropes on my arm and feet. And I have perhaps another second or two before the fire starts to consume me even with that. And so I just flail, sending portions of the bonfire just flying, and I run, knowing that this mass of burning wood is going to go everywhere. And I just run for it. And I'm still a ranger, so once I hit the woods, I can basically, as good as vanish, I can leave no trace of my presence. And so even the goblins are having trouble finding me. The stench on me has been almost burnt away, but there is the slight smell, obviously, of burning flesh. But still, I am moving. I have to make some rolls, but these are for my fortitude to keep going, basically, because I'm a starving individual. But I make them, and I'm gone. I've vanished into the forest, and I've escaped. Clearly, the goblins, fearful that their camp will be discovered if I make it back, and knowing that they need to move anyway, they give up the chase. I'm just one-armed slave.
Yeah.
Wander through the forest for days, finding whatever edibles I can.
Did he describe this?
Yeah, I had to do some survival checks to find food.
Because I mean, knowing this GM, I'm just trying to picture what the bits that you're adding for flavour here, and the bits that actually were said to you.
The smell of burning flesh and all that. Yeah, maybe. Okay,
maybe. Yeah,
I find my way to this rundown village.
Did you find the water wheel on your way?
No.
Ah.
Find my way to a rundown village, but it's still active. It's very impoverished. I managed to steal a pair of basically leggings, pantaloons, as I'm basically naked.
Yeah.
And I find a broken piece of a broken leg of a piece of furniture.
Right. Okay.
So I have a club at least, fearful of anyone coming after me. But they have a board up by the village, asking for certain bits of work.
Yeah.
Carpenter wanted.
Odd tasks.
Yeah. But one of them is for rat catchers.
Right.
One of their rat catchers, I think, died or vanished or something. They have a small set of sewers, more kind of like dugout tunnels, really.
Right.
The rat population has increased recently. They need rat catchers. I've got a club. And so I find the gate into the sewer, and for the next month I become the village's new rat catcher.
It's a step up from ranger wizard to rat catcher.
Yeah.
It's a future.
I have no spell book, so I have no spells.
Yeah.
But I have my ranger skills.
You're a wizard anyway, you're already sucked. I mean, you're a 50% wasted class.
Wow. I think wizards are pretty cool, personally.
No, they're not.
Right,
they're terrible. So. Wizards are bad. Sorcerers are bad.
So I spend the next month hunting rats, bringing them back, occasionally eating one or two. Cooked, obviously. I make enough copper that I can put on some meagre clothing. I make a few more copper so I can feed myself, slowly restoring my
upgrade
stamina.
Your club. Some banded metal bits on it, maybe. Some spikes.
Okay, so finally I find a body in the sewer.
Oh, that'll be worth a bit.
The body seems to have been someone who's had their throat slit, probably by a local thief or something. Obviously, most of the valuables on the body have been taken, but there's a dagger.
Oh.
I now have a real weapon. And I find hidden in a pocket a cheap ring, which will get me about 5 or 6 gold. I drag the body out so it can be obviously laid to rest, and so they're aware that this person who's gone missing, a minor merchant who'd visited the town about a week ago, was presumed to have left. But I get another small reward of 5 gold.
Nice.
From the guards, who are now looking into a fight he had with another merchant.
Oh.
So I've got a little bit of money, and I'm able to use that to buy myself a few second-hand items. So I get myself a semi-blunted short sword and a padded armour.
Right.
It's absolute the lowest. It's literally just padded clothing. Yeah. So I now have a little bit of kit about me. And because I brought the body back, another merchant who's hanging around there to handle some business with the guard about selling some of his wares, asks, am I for hire?
He wasn't asking like that, though, was he?
Yes.
He wanted a rent boy, didn't he?
After the trouble with this guy getting his throat cut, he wants to be able to move on to the next place. And this area is pretty run down, the nation I'm in.
Okay, so
As a guard, and so I take him up on the offer.
so we've gone from the game starting with just kill a hobgoblin.
Yeah.
Sorry, a bugbear, to a rat catcher,
Yeah.
to a murder,
Yeah.
and now you're just a guard for a merchant.
Yeah.
And this wasn't planned, was it?
Well, no.
This is just shit that he's coming up with the top of his head.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, right.
Okay, so I guard the merchant for several weeks as he moves around a few areas. Nothing of note happens, literally. We move into another nation that's far more... It's not as run down. And has a little bit more going for it. And I'm told that there might be some work in a town that we've just arrived at.
Okay.
The merchant says he doesn't need me here, that things are relatively safe, the roads here are much safer. And so, okay, well, I'll see what work there is. I get told that the loggers have had to make a deal with the local fae that for every tree they fell, they will plant 2 saplings.
Okay.
However, some of the saplings are of a type of rare wood called dark wood. And there have been people trying to steal them.
Okay.
So they need a guard. So I take the job. And I'm now guarding trees.
Okay. So you've essentially, in like America does, you become a park ranger.
Yes.
You are a ranger who is now guarding a park.
Yes. I guard some trees.
Well done. Ah, it's a step up from rat catching.
Isn't it so?
Isn't it?
I get into one fight over a space of 4 months.
Oh, okay. All right. 4 months. Okay.
With low-level brigands who, even with a crappy, not-so-great short sword that does -1 damage, I managed to tear them to pieces. Make enough money anyway after the 4 months to get myself a set of leather armour and a longsword.
Okay.
So...
Still got the one arm, though, of course.
I've still got one arm because replacing that is, I think, a 6th level spell, cleric spell, or a 7th level cleric spell. And the cost as well of paying for something like that. So I've decided if the GM has an NPC suggest a job, I will take it.
Yeah, because you're frustrated at this point, right, Leon?
Because nothing's moving forward.
There's no story.
Yeah. So I then get told, oh, well, about a 4-day ride from here, there's a city. And there's plenty of opportunities there. If you're not comfortable doing this. Okay, well, then I'll travel to the city.
Yeah.
I travel to the city. I roam around there for a while with not really much going on. But some brigands are trying to harass a shopkeeper. I stop them. The guard arrive. And one of the guards says, oh, you're pretty good at this, even for a guy with one arm. You should be a town guard. Or join the city watch. Okay. So much to the GM's shock, I then join the city watch. He has no idea what to do with this. I mean, none at all.
I mean, most at best of times he doesn't know what to do, but this has really taken him off his feet, hasn't it?
Yeah, he didn't actually think I would do that. So
what did he think at that point you were going to do? Because there's no story hook. There's nothing going on. You've just travelled to this place. So what was his plan there?
Well, his original plan was to make me a rat catcher when he said I could take the job of rat catcher.
Yeah.
And then I thought maybe something
would come of that.
I found the body. I handed it over. I thought something would come of that.
Yeah.
Then he has a merchant saying, oh, I could hire you. Oh, okay. So this is to get me on the merchant's caravan. Nothing happens with that.
Yeah, with the journey.
Then he goes to another place and says, I don't need you anymore. See you around. Oh, but there's a job to guard trees. Fine, I'll guard trees. Nothing comes of that. Oh, there's some work in the city. Fine, I'll go to the city. Nothing comes of that.
So now you've joined the town watch. How many months were you just going What's all this then?
I'm with the City Watch for about 8 or 9 months.
Bloody hell, okay.
He runs me chasing a thief who robbed the purse of a merchant through the streets, who I managed to eventually catch.
I mean...
and I do another job whereby I'm told about a shop where I can buy a second-hand spell book, which gives me 2 first circle spells.
How do you... It's like you have to hope you can open the book one-handed in the middle of it. It's like
well, no, you don't open a spell book in the middle of casting spells. You pre-prepare the spell.
That's
why you do each.
Why can't you remember the fucking spells? Why do you need the book?
Because you have to pre-cast them. That way, only a minor hand movement or a vocal gesture then finishes off the spell. That's the in-universe
wizards. The weakness of wizards. The weakness of wizards.
Shut up.
What? Sorry.
Anyway.
That wasn't me. That was a weird ethereal voice that was coming over. I don't know.
So I've got a shield spell and a magic missile.
Yeah, because you can't carry one, can you? You're a fucking idiot, aren't you? Got no arm.
I've got one arm. Look. I've got one arm. Anyway.
He hit me.
Of course I did. You hit me.
I was tapping you playfully.
Okay, so I do that until he throws in an NPC who says, "Oh, you're a ranger. Well, there's an underground fighting pit."
Yeah, that's the thing I put with rangers
in the city, and they use creatures. They'd pay you. Okay, this seems a strange side movement in career from being a member of the City Watch, but this is where I'm going now. Okay, so I end up working in this tavern that has an underground section where they have creatures that they throw up against pit fighters and anyone else stupid enough.
Right, okay.
Without knowing what they're going to fight. Apparently the idea is you'll win some gold or whatever, but you have no idea. You go in blind against what you're going to fight.
Okay.
So it could be a direwolf. Or it could be some fucking eldritch creature they've captured or had sold to them. I'm not doing any of the fighting. I am mucking out the stables of the monsters.
So you're just digging up monster shit?
And feeding them, yeah.
Oh, God.
And I do that for 6 months.
You see, at least... with the town watch idea, at least there could have been some fun in having this idea of you just running it like it was cops, but it was, the town watch. So,
bad boys, what you gonna do when we come for you? Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do there, little citizen, when I come for ye?
It's just like, we got a domestic disturbance that we're heading to. We've been informed that there's a young couple having some kind of issue, making a lot of noise in the street. They hit me
in the face, so of course I slashed him with my dagger.
Yeah, nobody needs to get any more violent or angry now. Just need you to go over there, and we're going to talk to your husband.
I told you it's his orc blood. He gets it rising, and then he goes for a few pints. He slapped me right and proper. It's about time I give him
can see that there's some mark there, but we do need you to calm down so we can get his statement and your statement. We can make this all right.
Fine, you talk to him then if you want.
All right,
but I don't want him back in my hovel.
My one-armed assistant will stay here with you while I go speak with your husband. All right. It could have at least been something like that.
Yeah, I know.
That's kind of things. Instead, it's just like 9 months. You just chase some thieves around. I mean, that was it.
He doesn't know what to do now.
No, he doesn't.
He's completely gone.
Plus, I guess there's the idea that you were captured by monsters and mucking out their shit, and now you're just working in a place that has captured monsters mucking out their shit.
Yeah.
So that's
it's a full
some kind of
180
irony. I don't know.
I don't know what it is. Yeah. Okay,
something gone full circle.
He does the same routine again. Nothing really happens. I get to know a couple of pointless NPCs who waffle on about things that are happening in the city that I'm not part of. I should point out this happens a lot.
Yes. Yeah.
So when I'm in the town, I hear about some stuff. None of it happens to me.
It doesn't turn into
when I'm in the
adventure,
village, I hear about some stuff. None of it happens to me. And now in the city, I'm hearing about some stuff. None of it happens to me.
Yeah.
Finally, as I'm moving through the city on one of my day off, the place is closed, and I hear of a merchant caravan that is taking supplies to the far north.
Ooh.
Right up to the ice sheets of the north.
Okay.
And they're looking for capable rangers or anyone who has experience on long journeys.
Or just someone who can shovel shit.
Or shovel shit or handle animals. So I'm following the GM's thing where if he has an NPC or someone is suggestive of something, so I take the job.
Okay.
And 2 days later, off we go. So we're travelling now for several months to get to the far north.
Anything happen?
No.
Oh.
And I'm just told, you travel and you travel through different areas. You stay in villages and other lands on the way to the far north until finally arrive in a place in the game world called Brevoy.
Okay.
Now, Brevoy is one of the writers' little wink and a nod to Westeros from Game of Thrones.
Okay.
All of the nobles have a motto.
Mm-hmm. All the different houses and stuff, yeah.
Yes. Strong as stone, we will not be saddled.
Yeah.
Our blood is our right.
Yeah.
These are some of the mottos
things,
they have. And this is where the caravan ends. I'm given several hundred gold pieces for my journey.
Okay.
And here I am. So I'm thinking, right, Westeros ripoff. Okay, he wants to do some kind of Game of Thrones thing. The lords here distrust each other. This place was conquered by a warrior king who came in with a pair of great red dragons and defeated the people.
Targaryen type, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But they have recently vanished in mystery. And one of the other lords, who has blood ties to them, our blood is our right, have taken the throne. But it's an uneasy time. And
so basically, it's rife with adventure possibilities. There's all kinds.
And all kinds of skullduggery amongst the great
Political
barons.
scheming, skullduggery, open warfare, assassination, theft, everything, yeah.
Yeah, the noble sleeping with his brother's wife and all that kind of stuff can be going on here.
Blackmail and all that, yeah, okay.
Yeah. Loads of political
Loads of shit.
Yeah. So, okay, he's brought me up here. This is a pretty cool location.
This is the beginning of the adventure.
And when I arrive, he's telling me that a tourney is going on, which the lords enjoy such things. But I'm not a lord.
And you can't ride a horse.
I can't ride a horse. However, he says that there is the local Grand Melee.
Yeah.
Which is just kind of like a wooden sword.
Yeah.
Well, they're like blunted metal swords.
Hit each other with them, yeah.
Anyone can be a part of that, but you have to put in some gold. So, okay, fine. I'll have a go at that then. Put my gold down, and later that day, I have a thing tied around my arm, a coloured sash, to show who I am. And I get in there, and there's like 7 other males and females with blades. There's a half orc, and there's even a halfling, a stout-looking halfling.
Easy pickings, yeah. Okay.
And so the tourney begins, and I start obviously fighting my way through until finally there's me and a young noble lad who starts swearing at me to accept my defeats to noble blood.
Let him win, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm like, well, you're fuck all to me. And I beat him.
Okay.
I get paid several hundred gold. And as I'm moving away feeling, okay, I've made some extra money. Okay, that's actually not bad.
All right. Okay, yeah.
A gentleman approaches. He tells me that he is a servant of one of the noble houses. A bannerlord to one of the greater houses.
Okay.
Bannerman to one of the greater houses.
Yeah.
The Blackfriars. And he'd like to hire me. So I'm like, oh, okay. So they want me as a guard or a bodyguard or something.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. next day, I'm on the back of a wagon that's bringing supplies back from the city.
Yeah.
We travel out to the sticks where they have a kind of fortified manor, walled, and the lands around there are their property to control and maintain. And so I'm told by the gentleman that I'm to be a groundskeeper, because obviously he was impressed with my swordplay. So now I'm a groundskeeper.
Sorry. So you go into a free for all combat tournament, and you win, and somebody who's in the stands goes, "He'd make a fine groundskeeper, that man."
That fella there, I reckon he'd make a groundskeeper amongst all groundskeepers. That one-armed.
I'm willing to bet
fella.
3 copper that he would be the best groundskeeper in old Brevoy.
Oh my goodness, that is a bet. That is a bet. You must be sure of this bet.
I am staking everything I've got on that.
Well, I'm going to put in my prize turnip.
Oh, that's a bet I can't pass. Right, you're on. Right, so
I'm a groundskeeper now.
you're the groundskeeper. I mean, does it go much further than that, or is this just the continuing job switching?
No, I'm now still in Brevoy.
Still in Brevoy.
And until recently, I've only just stopped being a servant of the Blackfriars. I was a groundskeeper for several months until finally they decided, we'll make you a guard.
What, with your ability to fight and all? Yeah, right. Okay, so...
my first job as a guard was to guard broken stairs.
Right.
Set of stairs in the building were damaged and needed to be repaired. They had to wait for the wood to arrive. And so I guarded a set of stairs for several days.
Here, right, these stairs are broken. No one can use them to get inside, right? But we still want them protected.
Make sure no one uses them stairs.
Make sure, right, that no nefarious types would be using them broken stairs.
When I asked the GM, am I guarding them from the top or the bottom? The look of confusion on his face was palpable when he realised, if you're only guarding at one end, how can you warn people at the other? But he kept me guarding them stairs nonetheless.
The idea that you'd be at the top stairs going, "Oi, go away, these are guarded stairs, go on, away with you." Or someone just opens the door and you just stood there. Hello?
Right?
I'm the guard of these broken stairs. Fuck off.
So this is to give you an idea of the pointless stuff I did. I was literally doing nothing. By the way, I'm making no XP through virtually any of this.
Yeah, you're getting gold, but there's no XP, yeah.
Yeah, I'm getting 30 XP for bringing down a couple of brigands or a couple of hundred XP.
Chasing down a thief or something, yeah.
Yeah, so my character's advancement has completely stalled out.
Flatlined.
Yes. And we've now gone through 2 years of my character's life.
That's true, yeah.
And I've gone nowhere, and I'm now at the point where I've got some studded leather armour, a long sword, a couple of throwing daggers as a ranged attack. I've actually managed to buy a few more spells from my spell book. But that's basically it.
Well, that's what we're at. Oh, it's nearly 40 minutes. It was.
Well, to cut a long story short,
okay.
Eventually he has to come up with something when I point out, it's been more than 2 years. I guess I'm never getting my arm back.
Yeah.
Now, I thought maybe, I would do a job for someone and a necromancer would give me a kind of skeletal arm that I would cover up.
Okay.
To give my arm back. Or maybe some kind of magic item.
Yeah, like an artificer.
An artificer's arm or something.
Okay.
But no, I've still been wandering around a one-armed ranger all this time.
One-armed, rat-catching, tree-guarding, merchant caravan guarding...
Town guard. Serving.
Stable hand / gardener.
Yes.
I think that's all the professions, that we went through. Okay. He's still not got the arm.
So he finally, after me pointing this out, suddenly says, when you're out escorting a caravan
Yeah.
thing of some merchant. Oh, no, they were entertainers.
Okay,
that
like
were
an
coming
entertainment
to
troupe, yeah.
an entertainment troupe. You hear that further down the thing, there seems to be some commotion. I run down there. I see one of the family wagons tipped on its side and some brigands attacking.
Right.
I fend them off, killing several of them. A member of the family and their daughter are in the wagon, who I rescue. And with the troop of entertainers, we bring them back. And I'm rewarded with some gold. And I'm told, oh, if you travel, we'll give you the time off. If you travel to the capital, there are clerics there powerful enough to restore your lost arm.
Oh, that's convenient, yeah.
And so I go to the city. I have to wait in a tavern for several days where I'm told about some merchants arguing amongst each other, a group of adventurers talking about their next adventure.
Something you'll never do.
Until finally I can be seen by the High Priestess, who's an armoured female of this god of battle, who swear themselves to destroy unliving and stuff like
battle
that.
cleric,
Iomede.
Yeah.
And she casts the ritual after I give my tithe of gold and silver, and my arm, a greyish pale arm, is regrown. I'm told it will not work for several days and the colour will return.
Okay.
I stay at the tavern, listen to more stuff that's going on in the tavern that's nothing to do with
That
me.
you're not going to be involved in.
And finally I return back to the Blackfriars to do more pointless guarding, but I now have my arm back.
Yay!
After nearly 2.5 years, by the way, by the time I get my arm back.
So, a farewell to arm, and 2.5 years later, you're reunited. It's
reunited, and it feels so good.
Yeah. Well, that was a miserable one. That was painful. That was.
Yeah, but I didn't talk about the bit where I stopped two dogs fighting in a street.
Fighting? I thought it was fucking in a street.
They might have been fucking, they might have been fighting. Or I chased a weird-looking rat into an alleyway that vanished and then got told it was just a weird-looking rat. Why did I expect something from this? By the GM. I was like, then why tell me? And he said, well, I'm just giving you, like, things that are happening in and around.
Now, I don't know. I think there should be, like, a special one of these in the future, which is just all the moments where you broke down and argued about the stupidity. Because some of those are genuinely fucking hilarious because of the way that you phrased the question, his answer, and then you go, what the fuck you doing? Some of those.
Yeah, no, I have had moments.
But, yeah, clocking in at this time, nearly 3/4 an hour, bloody hell. All I can say is...
well, you slowed it down.
I did slow it down. You would fucking
kept
stress out like it's a goddamn fucking storybook.
I was adding a little bit of the
flavour that was not present in the game when you played it. But all I was going to say to end this is you would cry too if it happened to you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So, there you go.
So by then, hope you have some good games, because I'm not.
Yeah, he's having the
Feel
bad games.
better about yourself.
Bro's bad gaming right here.
Yeah.
So if you want to hear more of these, like and all that stuff that every other YouTuber begs
you're not
you
doing
for,
the like and subscribe bit at the end of it.
Don't subscribe to a Patreon because I don't have one. Don't tip because I don't have that either. And just have a good day. So yeah see ya.
Yeah, bye.
Bye.
Bye.